Welcome to Hypnotic Talk with Miri and Neota, where we discuss all things hypnosis. Our individual practices have evolved into different specialties over the years, but we have remained connected through our mutual love of hypnotic healing. So we meet here and we share our knowledge and our stories from our professional practices. Hi, Miri.
Hi, Neota. So let's start.
So today we're going to talk about the hypnotic experience, like the actual experience of being in a state of hypnosis.
And you have an amazing story.
Well, I have so many stories.
No, but personal story, I mean.
My personal experience with hypnosis. And the thing is, I go into hypnosis so easily and as frequently as possible. Like I see other hypnotherapists for my own self-care. And as I start to go into hypnosis now, I actually start like, yay, it's happening. Like I just love the transition into that space, into that. And it's so, I'm so consciously aware of it, which is so funny from how far I've come. Because when we were in school and we were learning about hypnosis, and I had been to stage hypnosis so many times, and I had never been stage hypnotized, even though I'd tried a couple of times, and a couple of times I was like, don't do it, don't pay attention, you know. But I had never knowingly experienced a state of hypnosis. And I have other stories about that as we go on. But we were in the class and we were doing hypnosis, like group hypnosis every day. And at the end of the week, I was like, you guys, I'm so sad. I want so badly to be hypnotized and it's not working for me. I'm not going into hypnosis. And Leslie and the class, they were like, yes, you are, you dummy. And I'm like, no, it's not working. I'm not doing it. You know, and they're like, yes, dummy, that's what hypnosis is. And I'm like, what do you mean? And then Leslie brought me up to the front and she's like, sleep. And I'm like, listen, I'm like, yes, that works, but I'm not in hypnosis. I'm like, yes, you are. I was expecting this like Shazam. You know, I had this expectation of this transitional moment, which now I recognize. Now when I go into hypnosis, I can feel the like the tingling, and I can feel the brain waves. Really, I can experience the full brain waves. But because it's so natural, and because I had done you know, so like Shavasana can bring on a hypnotic state. I had used it so many times with affirmations, not recognizing that I was in hypnosis, even though, no, it wasn't an induction. It wasn't an intentional hypnosis. I was still in a state of hypnosis. So I didn't recognize.
So what happened when you realize, okay, I am in hypnosis, and from that point to having a full experience, because I know you had, so this is what I'm saying. So what was your path from, oh guys, I don't feel it, to having full hypnotic experience?
Yeah, so because then I was like, okay, fine, I will accept this, that I'm in hypnosis, because, you know, because I closed my eyes. But I could have, you know, I've never had eye lock. Like I've never had my eyes not be able to open, even though I choose not to, right? Because when you close your eyes, you're signaling your brain, okay, you're taking a timeout, you're disengaging from your environment and going inside. So that's, so I choose to keep my eyes closed, even though I don't have to. So then as we went on, and we went from, you know, group hypnosis to individual sessions, and then it feels different. And then you're, you know, I'm starting to recognize the stage. I'm starting to recognize the physiological changes. And then I was put in a regression session, and intentionally, the thing that I came to learn how to be a hypnotist, to help people. we'll talk about that another time. I have so many long stories, but I had a snake phobia, like a full on phobia of snakes. I couldn't say the word snake. I couldn't think of them.
Remember that, yeah, that people next to you said the word snake. You were like, oh my God, oh my God.
Yeah, the full-on anxiety attack that I would have from seeing a piece of rope that looked like a snake. Like I couldn't look at a picture of it. I would have people phone me and say, you can't go see this movie. There's a snake scene. Like,
I remember you couldn't go on hikes with your son, right?
I couldn't go on hikes. I had never been in a pet store. I couldn't go anywhere. I couldn't go in museums that had snakes in them. I was traumatized by the existence of snakes, and not like pictures of snakes. That's what makes it a phobia, because it's completely irrational, right? It's like if you're afraid of pythons or anacondas, okay, well, that's, they are dangerous animals. Garden snakes are not dangerous animals. Pictures of snakes are not dangerous, except to someone with a phobia, an irrational fear. So and it was limited, right? It limited my life. So that's what I wanted to overcome in my journey of becoming a hypnotherapist. And we had the wonderful opportunity to deal with our shit. So doing a regression session to overcome my snake phobia. And so I was so present. I was so consciously aware of what was happening, and like judging myself and criticizing myself. Well, this isn't happening fast enough, or I'm not getting there. And I'm debating with myself about my state of hypnosis and my experience. And in the meantime, my body started reacting in the regression, and I started having these body spasms, and it was like releasing that stuck, whatever that negative toxic emotion was that had me afraid of pictures of snakes. Yep. It was like it was releasing, and it felt like when your eye has that twitch, that muscle spasm that happens in your eyelid, and it's so weird feeling, like you can feel it happening and you're like, why am I winking? Yeah. It felt like that, but through my whole body. It was like releasing out my legs. Like my leg would do this weak little kick. And so I was consciously aware of it. And it took me 4 sessions of regression for the snake phobia to be to the point now where I am never going to have a pet snake. I never want to touch one. I don't even want to be in their company, but I hike. And I saw one just, a couple weeks ago, or 2 weekends ago. I was walking and I went to step and the snake went under my foot, and I was like, oh, I don't want to touch you. And so I moved, and he moved, and I was like, damn it, get out of my way. But I didn't lose my appetite. I didn't have to go cry in the truck. I didn't have to stop hiking. I was like, oh, damn it. And kept going the same way I am if I see, a big ugly spider that I don't want to be in the company of. Yeah. But I wasn't traumatized by that experience, which that would have taken me a year to recover from before my therapy. So it took 4 sessions, and at a later session, and again, so present because there were so many of my classmates, you and the rest of those people that I love so much. And we were doing the session, and I had to literally, I was wearing a scarf, and I had to literally wrap the scarf across my eyes because I would have sworn that somebody was shining a flashlight this close to my eye, the brightness. And I still to this day don't know what that was about, but the experience, I was so obviously in a deep state of hypnosis, even though I was so present enough. So I was doing the hypnosis and experiencing the thing. And then I was like, are you guys shining a flashlight in my eyes?
I remember you asking that. Yeah.
Yeah. And I had to cover my eyes with the scarf because it was so bright. And so whether that was heightened, you know, of my actual environment, if I was just that much more high. I don't know. I still don't know what caused that. We had our shaman in the class, and her explanation was that she recognized an angel was there with me, which is an explanation. I'm not sure my position on it, but it is an explanation that she shared with us at the time. I still don't know exactly what the thing was, but that genuinely happened. That is my point. That genuinely happened. And it's like, well, I am all the way hypnotized.
And it's interesting that you're saying it from, being or from feeling not being hypnotized at all to feel fully hypnotized. And I remember that, and until to this day, we have clients who say, I'm not sure if I was hypnotized.
Yeah.
But then it goes to the question, how does it feel to be hypnotized? And everyone experiences it differently. There are some people who are very analytical.
Yes.
They have very analytical personality, and they always want to check and to be in control and to analyze the experience itself.
Yes.
And for them, it's like, am I not? What's happening? Do I want to let it happen? Or maybe I should stop it. And this is my experience when our teacher, Leslie, took me on a regression session.
Yes.
And I remember, like, I'm very analytical, and I told her, get me out of here. I don't want to be here. And I refused to continue because I felt as if I'm starting to lose control in a way.
Oh.
Although I didn't.
Yeah.
But I always, even to this day, always think when I'm going through the process of hypnosis, I'm always thinking, am I being hypnotized? What is happening? How deep, how wide, what's going on? And I noticed that it's much easier when we let it go. We let those questions go.
Yes.
It's like easier said than done.
I
know
Indeed.
that. I know that, personally, but I can see my clients too. Some of them, they just go into hypnosis, no questions asked. They feel it, they know it, like you did, after a while, that they are there. They experience this lightness feeling. But for others, it's this struggle of, do I want to do it? Am I willing to lose control? Although we are not losing control, we know that. And mostly what I noticed is that the more we do it, the better we become at being hypnotized.
Absolutely. Oh yeah, it becomes so simple to get there. So,
and allowing the state of being
I just love it. Like, I'm like, let's go, let's do it.
But
how about for you, Miri?
So it depends, right? Because for me, it depends if I have the trust in the hypnotist or the hypnotherapist. But now, luckily, not luckily, I choose who I want to work with. And I do work with people, like I work with you, I work with others, and I choose who I want to work with. And of course, sometimes people who I don't know, it takes a little bit of time to get used to their style, or to get used to me allowing myself to get into the state of hypnosis. And the state of hypnosis is really, and we'll talk about it in a moment, and we do it every day. But then what I want to say is that sometimes it can take time, and it can take practice to become really good at being hypnotized, or allowing ourselves to being hypnotized.
And that is, people are different levels of suggestibility, right? People are at different levels of suggestibility. And like, children are full on that fast into hypnosis because it's their natural state, right? And then, like when I was saying about being at the stage hypnotist, one of the things that brought me to hypnotherapy was a stage hypnotist experience, not my first one, but and my friend that was there, because it was just our company, right? It was a private event, and we had the hypnotist come, and my my friend, a coworker, people went up on the stage, and then he asked us in the crowd to also, follow his instructions if we wanted to. And I was like, don't go into hypnosis. Don't go in. Like, I was like, I'm not playing. And my friend that was there, his hands were locked. And the hypnotist said to him, do you want to come on stage? And he said, I've never seen a hypnotist. I'm always the subject. Because he was such a natural somnambulist, which this is something that's so funny to me is I've never been stage hypnotized, but I am a natural for hypnosis, just not having recognized that I was doing that. And there are those people that are the somnambulists, and the people that are natural somnambulists are like Albert Einstein, right? Thomas Edison, the people with the most complex thought processes, the huge ability to think outside the box, or, they are so easily taken into hypnosis. And for me, I love clients who I don't know how to say this. I love hypnotizing people who have a higher level of intelligence. Did you just like blank over there, Miri? Did you think, don't say that, Neota, don't say that, Neota? It's just so funny to me.
I think I like working with analytical people because I know how it feels.
Yes. Yeah. And the profound effect of it, right? Like, people will say to me, oh, I've been told I can't be hypnotized. And they say it like it's a badge of honor. And I always just think, that's not the compliment you think it is.
But also, sometimes clients are coming to us and say, well, you can't hypnotize me. And then I'm thinking to myself, okay, but then what are you doing here?
Yeah. Yeah. And like,
let's experience, let's play, let's be curious about your ability to be hypnotized, or at least to open up more of your awareness to some more possibilities and opportunities, rather than decide right here, right now, that you cannot do this or that. Because when it matters to you, you can do it, right? Like when it matters to you to do, to get rid of or manage the phobia that you have with snakes, you are able to go in and deep or wide, depends how we classify the state of hypnosis, but you were able to do it. And the same with our clients. If they decide that what they are coming here, it's important enough for them to come over here and experience, then it's up to us almost to guide them into a state where it's feel comfortable for them, but also a state where they can benefit from. And
that's the whole point, right? There's stage hypnosis for entertainment, but that's the point of hypnotherapy, is the benefit, making your life better from a unique type of therapy.
Yeah, and sometimes, I feel for those who come here and say, I can't be hypnotized, or I can't change whatever, my sleep or my state or my situation. And it's like being hypnotized in that state, thinking I can't change it.
You're right. That's a good point.
And then if you cannot change it, then do you want to prove yourself that you cannot change it, or you want to just be here and experience something? And I think it comes from limiting beliefs that, this is me, I can't change it.
That's right. I'm stuck with this.
Exactly. I'm talking about, let's talk about anxiety, right? I always had this anxiety and panic attacks, and I can't change it. Nothing helps. I saw therapists, I saw doctors, I saw
I took medicine.
Doctor. Yeah, I did the acupuncture. Nothing helps. Right, but you still want to change it, otherwise you weren't here.
Right. Good point.
So if you are hypnotized to believe that you cannot change it, let's help you get into hypnosis to believe that it is possible to change it.
Yeah.
And I
So
think,
tell me how you know you're in hypnosis.
you know what, up to this day, I'm not sure if I know, but I'm telling myself that, you know, sometimes, yes, I sometimes do have this very strong light in my eyes that I
Okay.
feel that, as you said, that someone, but sometimes it just, you know, a very relaxed body that, or muscles that I
Yeah.
feel in the chair, that it's not the same state otherwise, where it's like, oh, okay, I'll just chill and do whatever. It's
Right.
deeper than that. And
Yeah.
sometimes it's I see things. For me, is I see things more than I feel them. I start
Right.
seeing images. I start having words coming to me, and this is how I know. But you
Yeah.
know, and it's so interesting to see the differences between you and I, and the experiences that we have, that they are different, and everyone
Yeah.
will
Because
experience something different.
that is really interesting because I am not much of a visualizer, although I very much know, like it's hard to explain. I don't see it. I
But
just
you know
know
it.
it.
Yeah.
And it's like I'm like that because I'm not a visualizer, but I've read my whole life. I'm a, you know, I read all the time. And when I'm reading the story and it's explaining, you know, the way someone looks or a landscape, I know it. I don't see it, but I know it. And that's exactly how I experience my hypnosis, is just this comprehension of what it is. So and that's different for some people are so visual, like, you know, the colors and the scene so it's really funny. The other thing is like sometimes hypnosis is almost like a dream in that it doesn't have to be in a lateral line, right? Or like it's not linear. Like it can be, you know, it can be this for a moment and then it can be something obscure, you know, like it doesn't have to be rational. You can
And
just
it's
go with it.
interesting. Yeah, it's interesting that you said, because some clients, they come in and they, you know, we guide them, or you guide them, I guide them
Yeah.
into hypnosis. And then they say, yeah, but sometimes I feel like I have a thought in my mind. And it's
Yeah.
okay, because sometimes we drift in and out hypnosis. But what is it that, and this is the conscious mind that is kicking in, saying like, oh, okay, maybe,
Yeah.
you know, you have something to do, something else to do, you have your to-do list, or, you know, don't believe you can be hypnotized, or anything like this. But it is what you can achieve and experience, basically, when you have those moments where your mind is clear, where you don't
Yeah.
have this thought, where you are immersed in the experience itself.
Yeah. Yeah.
And the more you do it, the better you become at it, right? Like
Exactly.
everything.
Yep.
And I don't know, Neota, how it works for you, but many clients, they ask me at the beginning, so how does it feel to be in hypnosis? And it's so interesting to start and explain how it feels, because everyone feels and experiences different or
Yep.
differently. And the way, I think I learned it from Leslie, I'm not sure, is to explain that this is what happens in the few moments before you fall into sleep, where you are
Yeah.
aware of everything, but you don't really care about anything.
Yeah.
Things are coming to your mind, but it's not that you need to do anything with them, unless, of course, you know, an alarm goes off. And then
Right.
within
Yeah.
seconds, you'll be on your feet and you need to do, and you know what you need to do. But other
Yeah.
than that, you allow yourself this moment of drifting into the experience, in that matter, experience of sleep, or in our
Yeah.
setting, experience of being hypnotized. And it's so beautiful when you can see, and we can see when people are getting into hypnosis, right? Things are changing, their facial
Yeah,
experience, their lips, the color, the
color of the
skin.
skin,
Yeah. So everything
the muscle
is so
response.
beautiful.
You can visualize the muscle response in transitioning into that state.
Yeah. But you like, just to add that they are like everyone in hypnosis, they're always in control. It's just they choose
Yes.
not to do anything,
Yeah.
but they're always in control.
So we are different in that you are, this is what we learned when we were in school together, is that you are a more analytical, emotional person, and I am a more physical person.
True.
And that's on that whole range. But it's true, when I go into hypnosis, I go into a physical state, right? Like I physically get it, even though I mentally am understanding it, I'm physically experiencing it. Does that happen for you, Miri? Is there a physical experience that you are aware of?
Less, I think less so than the emotional experience.
Right.
I feel lighter, as I said before. Yes, I can feel my muscles as if they melt into the chair, but it's
Yeah.
more of the visualization, more of the images and the words that come
Yeah.
into my mind, rather than the
Right.
physical reaction that that we could see
Yeah.
when you are getting into hypnosis so quickly. And it's funny because sometimes, and you and I, we know other people and we saw them going into hypnosis, and sometimes it feels like, what's happening? Right?
Yeah.
Not in a judgmental way, but just this
No.
is something that we are not used to, because they
Yeah.
are so profoundly in hypnosis,
Yes.
in a beautiful way. So
Yeah.
yeah, the more you do it, the better you become at it. The better you become at it, the more you can achieve through hypnosis.
Yes. Absolutely.
And
Absolutely.
our friend Tony
Yeah.
used to say that hypnosis is a process, it's not an event. And I love it,
Yeah.
because
That is a perfect way to
not
explain it.
yeah, it's not a on-off switch that now you're in hypnosis, now you're not. You need
Right.
to get into hypnosis. You need a process to get, it can be a short process, but still it's a process. And yeah, so I
And
love
that
the
you just said it right there too. You go into hypnosis. You don't go under hypnosis.
yeah.
It's that process, not the event. Yeah. So I'll just share one more thing that's kind of funny.
Yeah.
I mean, you can share as much as you want to, Miri. But one time I was doing hypnosis and we were going into a regression. And disclaimer, I am neutral about past life regression. I have no opinion about whether or not past life exists. I do firmly know that past life regression has healing properties. So whether that's a metaphor or whether it's a past life, I can't make that. I'm not in that realm in the universe that I can definitively say. But I was going into
just before you continue, let's say that regression is real or imagined. We don't know. We don't judge. We don't make any.
It is a very powerful and effective healing mechanism, and we use it a lot in hypnosis. I use regression is a very, very powerful way to heal some of your stuff.
Yeah.
Not every time, but it's very effective. It might be a metaphor. It might be your imagination. It doesn't matter what the regression reality is. It works. It heals your stuff. So I was doing a regression one time about an emotional thing that I was dealing with after the snake thing. This is just a couple of years ago. And we were doing Zoom gnosis. So it was online, and I was with my hypnotherapist, and we did regression. And then the muscles in my face started like constricting. Like my lips started crawling up and I was laughing and I'm like, I don't know what's happening. I can't even do it. I honestly can't even make the thing that was happening at the time. And we were laughing and I'm like, I don't understand what's happening to my face, but it was, my body was responding to the regression, and it ended up being like this past life thing. And I had this deformed face. Oh my gosh, it was so peculiar. And we were laughing about the experience, but again, it fixed what I went there to fix. So not just was the experience helpful, it was enjoyable and entertaining and powerful. So I just love it. And it's the thing that we solved that day. And I would also say with the snake phobia, these are things that I wouldn't have been able to achieve in talk therapy. It wouldn't have worked out, or maybe it would have after a bazillion sessions instead of four or one. Yeah. So yeah, it's just really, it's really great. So
wonderful. Yeah.
Has your lip ever crawled up your face in hypnosis, Miri?
No, I don't get, or at least I don't know if I get those physical reactions. I assume I don't, but again, I don't know. As I said, for me, it's images, but you know, sometimes I get very clear images that, you know, I know what I need to do, or I know my direction now, and so on. And like you, I don't know if regression, like if past life regression will take you to real past life or not, but it has healing properties to it. And, you know, real or imagined, it doesn't matter.
It doesn't matter. It's very interesting. It's very entertaining. It's very awesome. And the bonus is it fixes you.
Yeah. Yeah.
Or fixes your issue.
It fixes the problem. Yeah.
Fixes the, yeah.
Yeah. Okay. That was a nice discussion.
It was great.
So thank you everyone for, and we like to thank everyone for staying with us, and would like to hear your hypnotic questions. So please subscribe if you found any interest in that, or if it tickled your curiosity. And until next time, bye-bye from Neota and Miri.
Bye.